Well, hello there, everyone. You have right here, I talk about for the real voice, something I can tell. And you talk about right here is a song that I wrote a few years ago. And I mainly want to mention right here is the lyrics right here. And I know that, anybody who's going to be, familiar with like any source of songs and if they're going to be maybe want to work on something creative. But I know that whenever I was working on this, I was actually, thinking about, from time from what I can remember back whenever I was young, that whenever I was in music class, and also back whenever I was in the fifth grade, actually, that knowing about my schoolwork though. But so sometimes it seems like a lot of the girls, a lot of the classmates that I did talk to back then, that a lot of it was related to video games. Actually, it was comic books and video games and other activities that we were doing there in class. And I know like in history class that there was like that they most of those classmates, I would tell them that yeah, about my artwork, being a good artist, and as well as other things that I was good at, that sorts of stuff. But I remember that it was not to the fifth grade, but I think it was the third grade that during the third grade that I can remember that to where the teacher would ask me to use the overhead if she's going to be showing the class some images. And I think it was related to maybe a history assignment or something like that. But anyway, but you have right here is I included the lyrics as I talk about for our connection is class while we were in class, and it's like bright and for intelligence and love and laughter. Getting to know the class was my special moment of time and for I like to share with you. And so yeah, kindness, and kindness, with me and you. And so yeah, that these were basically the lyrics that I was putting together right here. And so I know that in case if somebody were warned to word it, if you're going to be writing a song, is it going to be about your favorite moment or being with you? And so right now it seems like that a lot of that really just does not really make any sense. And but still that I know that back those couple of years ago, I did not have access to like the Photoshop program and into the Word program. So I know that a lot of the computer skills that I have now, it seems like that you have access to a lot of that at home, but still that back in those days that yeah, that if you want to get on a computer, maybe play a game or two, or yeah, that there was computers over there at the school. But really though, that I was kind of like one or two that really nobody really asked you to write a song. You just pretty much decide to talk about writing a song that talked about that friendship, though, friendship, kindness, and also about connecting with your classmates. So that's basically what this is all about right here. So I know that maybe if it was during the assembly that there would be a classmate there that or maybe a teacher or counselor or somebody there that would ask you to sing in front of the class before before the end of the school year, and just want to sing to the classmates, just to say that during the school year that this is where I learned and all that. But really though, I think that also about about the real voice too, that since growing up, and want to know that yeah, in the fifth grade, and if you want to maybe sing to the students and sing to them about maybe something that you wrote, something that something that you want to share with them. So it's like yeah, that really knowing about that the song goes by saying like there's something about us, me and you, that I cannot keep quiet about, and I would like to say that the best of kindness that we have between each other, and in the love and just plain kindness. But I could say too that that I could also maybe add in the lyrics. One of those so far saying would be is to where that whenever I got up in the morning to go to school, come to class, that I noticed that that yeah, you were the first one there. And then whenever I approached whenever I would approach this person, it was like knowing about that whenever you're going to be singing a song, they would like to know about for this the real voice though. And I guess that there's a source of a way of how you want to say the real voice to where that something that gets the listener's attention. And is it going to be being with you or favorite moments, or if it's something I can tell. And for me too, and I say me too would be like a response to what that person had to say. But so I know that somebody's going to maybe ask me that whenever you're going to be maybe transferring to another school or some other things that you got busy with, and want to know too that did you ever talk to this person and really express how you felt, and but still back whenever I was young that yeah, it was band class actually, that a lot of the students were able to get their own musical instrument, but then I wasn't. So I remember that to where that a lot of things that maybe I wanted to do back then too, that I was not able to do during that school year. But I can just remember that thinking about a moment to where that if you wanted to connect with one of the classmates, and then that I would just start singing the songs I can sing, like, and there's something about us between me and you that I would like to share, and knowing about what is good between us, and so by saying it's like you say, and then I would go by saying to her that if I were to be walking up to one of those classmates and be like something I can tell but nothing I can say, nothing I can do, nothing for I can manage being with you. And so that's why that whenever I was singing that, I was also thinking too that exactly that. What do you think that, and how do you want to go ahead and sing that song, to somebody in particular? And so that's why that I also include right here for better, because that how many students would say that if you're going to be classmates with somebody, then almost a lot of times it seems like maybe something that you were working on, but then you were looking at somebody else's work and thought, well, theirs is better, maybe because I'm like, yeah, maybe assume for the better, maybe just because that maybe because they were bright and intelligent, and maybe that you didn't want to you want to say, well, your work more likely goes by the requirements. So let's just say that if we were to be writing a song lyrics, and one of those will be about the requirements, and so like favorite moments though. So it seems like that I would say that yeah, that the favorite moment about the song right here is about connecting with a classmate, and let's just say that I wasn't imagining it. I was imagining that this person right here would like me if I would think to my mind that if I walk up to her and actually talk to her about yeah, giving them a special treat, and then actually talking to them about a few things, getting something off your mind, something like that. But most of the time, it seems like I was just too shy to do it. So I say, whenever you're going to be a young fellow, and want to know too that if you're going to be in that class, and want to know just a little bit too, because tell any of the girls, and it's like say that yeah, exactly, about how does a song go by is that you approached you one morning, and when to talk to you about the assignment, and it goes by kindness, you twinkle like a star, and you shine like a pencil, you writing for the test or something like that. And I would say there's something I can say and nothing I can do, but something I can imagine of being with you. And so yeah, if I start singing something like that, I know that in case if somebody were to say that that cute little fellow voice that you got, I really don't know what to say other than that yeah, it's like you better as like the goofy guy or something like that. But anyway, but these right here would be like the examples here of the lyrics. So let's just say that yeah, that back whenever I was very young, that William, what would be those favorite moments of time? And I would say that the dance, the dance was in the sixth grade actually. So I would say that I did not actually dance with a girl until about 1996. So you see right there is for 1994 right there. But I didn't actually have one of my first dances with one of those classmates until 1996. And of course, I was in another school. So in case if any classmates were to ask me that, yeah, that you went to about maybe 3 or 4 different school districts, and for reasons why, but connecting with classmates. But I remember that to where that whenever it goes by saying to where that if you're going to be working with one of your classmates, and thinking necessarily that you're going to be seeing them every morning whenever you go to school, and then whenever you turn in your classwork, and then whenever you're going to be looking at their work, and maybe just assume for the better to where that yeah, which one looks better, and maybe if the teacher says something about that yep, that but still. but I know that I mean, how many of us would maybe think to where that if they would write a song about problems, though, yeah, problems. It comes up to where the biggest struggles and maybe the biggest situations, such as if it's going to maybe be a tutor, though, if you're going to be connecting with a tutor or maybe a special ed teacher or somebody like that, and if you're going to be writing a song about that, and well, I say that maybe you may get that idea just by reading a few poems and maybe poetry or something like that. But you have right here of talking about for kindness. So it's like and imaginary friends. So I guess I got that idea mainly by to where for like imaginary friends. So whenever you say something I can tell. So that basically means is to where that you just want to keep something on your mind and just kind of think it over and anybody that you want to talk to about it. And what's one thing that you really want to memorize about it was something I can tell. So you just don't want to approach anybody and just say that hey, how you doing, Delight? Hey, that I brought you some flowers or something like that. You might want to approach them just by saying hi. I seen you in class, and there was something I can tell. So I know that if you're one to begin a relationship, especially if you're going to be a young fellow, and want to know just a little bit too, to where you say a few words such as being with you, and then they might this classmate might say that what? Well, what are you talking about? Like, oh well, well we're not in the same class. If you have the same teacher, but so I know that looking at that right there, and I want to know just a little bit too, to where that about the song though. But I was also thinking too that if I wrote at least maybe 75 words of the song lyrics, and that maybe most song lyrics to say that if anything up to 19 to 20 song lyrics come within a song, but somebody see the best lyrics about anything about songwriting, but I know that I have and I know that this is a little bit hard to read too. But let's just say though that some of it, I know that maybe having some of those words even highlighted even, but sometimes it seems like that whenever you're going to be writing a song about something that you sometimes want to think about, to where that really are you going to be thinking about something that you've been working on for a long time, and somebody wants to have answers to where, okay, twinkle like a star and reflection in the glow of the spirit of light. I don't quite understand that, Matthew. Like, is this supposed to be a story or a poem or a song? But anyway, but still, though, that for being with you, and so it's like, that looking at this right here, and then from upon graduation, so it's like, that a lot of that, the dancing and then the singing and all that, came as late as, for 1996, whenever I first danced with the girl. So it's like that knowing about the song is a speech. But so far as that's something I can tell, and goes by saying something I can say, nothing I can do, nothing of what I can imagine of being with you, and it's something I can share, and something. So yeah, that I whenever I was singing that, I was really thinking about to where if you were to have so for us a relationship with one of your classmates, and they're going to maybe say that talk about whenever you graduate, what sorts of plan and arrangement do you necessarily have? And I guess my answer was not really opening up a music store. I would say that one of those that I mentioned from back in the day, I think one of them actually was gaining a skill using computers actually. But anyway, thanks for watching everyone, and say talk about songwriting, and have a great day.